Okay, so for this section in algebraic fractions, we are going to learn how to simplify. Okay, so this is the start of the topic on algebraic fraction. And the first thing that you're going to learn is how to simplify algebraic fraction. So basically, we simplify algebra fraction by cancelling. So it's a bit like whatever you've done in primary school, we cancel number. But here we are going to cancel algebra. So there is certain condition that you need to bear in mind. We can only be cancelling right during the multiplication stage. So for example, if let's say I got like 2 times 3 over 7 times 3. So I can cancel the 3 because it's in a multiplication. But if you got 2 plus 3 and 7 plus 3, you cannot cancel. It will be wrong to cancel. The value wouldn't be the same. It will be wrong to cancel this, which a lot of people sometimes they will unknowingly do it. Okay, so how can you realize that they are not the same value? So for example, okay, let's explore what is correct first. So let's explore this. So 2 plus 3 over 7 plus 3 is actually a 5 out of 10, which is a half. But for the student who cancel, the student will get a 2 over 7. So it's actually wrong to cancel like this. Okay. But where else, right, for the students who cancel this. So if let's say the student never cancel. So the student never cancel, the student will get 6 over 21, which the student can still reduce. Which the student still can reduce by doing something like divide by 3, divide by 3. So you are cancelling in the multiplication stage. So because that is the same, like you are dividing by a common number. So when it is a plus minus, you cannot cancel. Okay, so that's one thing for you to take notes. A lot of people will actually make this mistake. So we cancel when they are like multiplication, something times something, then that allows you to cancel. Okay, and sometimes where we cannot cancel because we don't have the multiplication, but if we use the method of factorization, it can lead you to multiplication status. So the 4 methods will be take out common factor, grouping, some of you are doing the cross factorize or you're doing the multiplication frame. Okay, or the identities. So one of the common identities that we use is actually this one. So these are the 4 methods that will help to create a multiplication status. So let me show you further. So in this, 1A is the simplest kind of simplification. So, but some of you will get confused by the power. So if you are confused by the power, okay, what you can do is, right, for me, I might cancel the number first. Sometimes I cancel the number first. And then the meaning of A cube is A. The meaning of B square is double B. Okay, and A square will be A. So all these are multiplication if you realize. It's like A times A, B times B times B. So that allow you to do your cancellation. Cancel. So you will be left with 4A over B. Okay, so you can only stop when there's nothing more to cancel. So you cannot like leave something for the marker to help you cancel. This is the one that I mentioned. This is something plus something. So something plus something that doesn't allow us to cancel. So I'm going to create the multiplication by factorizing. So I will factorize the numerator first. So I will use the method to factorize my numerator. So out of the 4 methods, I think this one obviously is the take out common factor. So you got to factorize very carefully first. Then I will factorize the denominator. You can do it at the side, no problem. Okay, so you can have a side column of factorization. So after the factorization, you realize that it creates a lot of multiplication. The numerator will be 5 times m times n and multiplied to a bracket. So all these are multiplication. That's why it's feasible for cancellation now. So what can you cancel? You cancel the full bracket. I think I wrote something wrongly. This is the m. So I cancel the full bracket. I cancel the m, n. Then I'm just left with m. So you cancel when they are in a multiplication, not when they are plus minus. So when there is a plus minus, you make use of factorization to create the multiplication. So make it simply factorize and cancel. So you can create a column of factorization first. So you focus on your factorization. So factorize the numerator, factorize the denominator. So by now, you should be very good with the factorization. So replace the numerator. So that becomes a product. 2 times x times the bracket. And at the bottom is a product of 2 brackets. So the 2 identical brackets can be cancelled. And you are left with 2x over x plus 4. And that's the final answer. No more cancellation. Some students will go and cancel this. This is a plus. You cannot cancel. Okay, so there are some students out there who will just anyhow cancel. They don't stick by the rule. And then when they don't stick by the rule, they will always wonder why I do wrongly. So stick to the rules of cancellation. You do it only when you are in the process of multiplying. There's product for you to cancel. So you cannot be cancelling with the plus and minus. Okay, so this one, numerator. So I hope by now you are fast enough for this. Hopefully you don't even need any working already. Okay, so hopefully by now you can mentor. So I'm mentoring right now. Okay, so because of the factorization, the numerator became a product of 2 brackets. The denominator also became a product of 2 brackets. So they are in the multiplication status that allows you to cancel. And that's it. There's no more cancellation. You cannot cancel anymore because there's a subtraction in the numerator, subtraction in the denominator. So no more cancelling. Okay, in example 2, we're going to be doing the same idea, except that some questions looks a little bit more complex, or the factorization is actually more difficult. Okay, so I'll bring it to your attention. Okay, so when you got a bracket with a square, okay, so be careful when you got a bracket with a square. That means the whole bracket is repeated. Sorry, I wrote wrongly. It should be an 8 first. the 40 is at the bottom. Then you got P, P, Q, 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 and a R. So my habit is usually, I wouldn't try to cancel first. Maybe I'll just try to cancel the number. Okay, after that, I organize the numerator. So if you organize the numerator, you got a double P, and you got a 5. Okay, then I will slowly cancel. So after you cancel, you look. You need to be neat in your cancellation, or else you will make careless mistake. Usually, I cannot tell what goes wrong when students cancel. Their answer is wrong. To me, their working is just a big mess. So sometimes I don't think you can even trace back. So you got to be very organized in your cancellation. Okay. So the idea is still the same. You cancel when they're multiplying. So when everything is like in a product, so you cancel them carefully. So in the next question, it's the same thing. Okay. We got 20 multiplied to a bracket. And when you got a x minus y square, that means, right, the bracket is being repeated. And that already helps you with the cancellation. Okay, that already help you with the cancellation. And that's it. Okay, so don't try to expand the numerator. Sometimes we got this tendency, we want to expand the numerator, but it actually doesn't help. Because if you expand, right, you are not getting the product. So if you don't expand, it's actually staying as a product. Okay, so the subsequent few are the same thing, except that it looks harder. Okay, so if it looks harder, okay, I will be guiding you. Okay, so for example, this one, there's a cube roots. So for some of you, if you didn't know what to do with the cube roots, it's a huge cube roots, correct? So by right, you should cube roots all the number. And then, right, how do you cube roots x cube? Cube roots is a power 1/3. So in a way, right, you divide by 3. Okay, so you divide the power by 3. So you will get, so in fact, when you cube root, you will get a -6. Here you will get an x. Here you get a y squared. So the denominator become -6 xy squared. Then you do the cancellation. So I cancel the number first. I will cancel the number first. So if you need to write out how many product you write out. So after the amount of cancellation, I'm left with 4x squared and y cubed. Okay. Now, the subsequent 3 questions, I'm going to tell you that the factorization is not so straightforward. So, okay, I will need you to focus on the factorization of the numerator first and the denominator. Okay, same for here. You need to focus on the factorization first. Okay, so each of them you've got to focus on the factorization. For the numerator, it will be take out common factor. Okay, in this case, 4x is the common factor. Sorry, x is the common factor, not 4x. So x is the common factor. So you got 4x squared minus 9y. Supposed to be 9y squared. So can you change it to a square? So you will successfully get a 3x plus 2y and a 3x minus 2y. So for the denominator, there is also a common factor. The common factor is x. And you got to try to do the cross or your, what we call the multiplication frame. Okay, I think there are some typo here. Okay, so this one I got to do the cross. I will get 6. Okay, I should put it the other way around. Okay, do your own method. Okay, I should get a 2y here and 3y. So I should get a minus and a plus. Okay, so if I do my cross, I will get 2x plus 3y. Okay, I'll get x minus 2y. Okay, I'm very sorry. I made a careless mistake here. This is 2x. I wrote wrongly. This part is 2x minus 3y and 2x plus 3y. Okay, so okay, so factorize it properly. Okay, let's see what happened to the numerator. So the numerator got 2x minus 3y, 2x plus 3y. The numerator has 3 products. The denominator also got 3 products. So out of the 3 products, let's see which one can you cancel. You can cancel x, you can cancel 2x plus 3y, and you are left with 1 bracket on top and 1 bracket at the bottom. Okay, so the cancellation will be quite plain. So the challenge will be the factorization. So I'm going to tell you, right, in this one, okay, this part is your cross or is your identity. See whether you can discover or not. This one will actually give you a plus 2b. And then the numerator will become like this. Okay, so I'm using the a plus b, a minus b method. So this part is like a very big A, and then this part is the B. So it's like A plus B, okay, and then A minus B. Okay, so put it simply, right, that is my numerator factorization. Okay, so I'm going to show you the denominator factorization. So the denominator is the same thing. This part is a quadratic. It's the one that you can do across. So if you have done it as a cross, or if you can recognize the identity, it is actually A plus C. And this part is actually 2 square B square. So that will be 2b with a square. So again, I'm going to use the same formula. So I got a plus b. Then I got a minus b. So the factorization for this is not so direct. It's actually a bit difficult. But if you have gotten it correct, it will give you two big brackets in the numerator. And also two big brackets in the denominator. So you might want to organize it first. So I'm organizing the ABC. So I'm trying to organize so that I can see that this is the one to be cancelled. And I'm left with the numerator. And I'm left with the denominator. Okay, so in part F, we got the same type of factorization. So this part is x plus 3y. And this part is 2y squared. So in the numerator, we are doing the a squared minus b squared method. So in the numerator, we are doing this. In the denominator, I'm also doing this. So by now, you should be fast enough to be able to see this. So I will get x plus a plus b, a minus b. At the bottom, I also get a plus b. I also get a minus b. Okay, look carefully at the bracket. Look carefully at the bracket. Can you see your 3y and 2y? It becomes a 5y. And this part becomes a minus y. So eventually you come to the bracket that you can cancel. And you are left with the numerator and the denominator. But the factorization can be the challenging part. The method doesn't change. You can only cancel when you're doing multiplication. Okay, so take a look. You got to digest the factorization, but the technique is really just cancel during multiplication. It's a very, very short technique. The difficult part is your factorization. If you couldn't factorize correctly, you find that you might not even cancel anything at all.